Welcome back to MX Unfiltered. It's your host, Johnny F. and Hopper, and we're talking about Marvin Musquin. I've always said Musquin. I know the correct pronunciation might be Musquin, so we're just going to call him Marv, because you've got a bunch of riders that have double-digit concussions trying to pronounce names. It becomes very difficult. Well, digression over, there's reason to believe that this superstar, really one of the only Frenchmen that, okay, I can't say that because Ferrandis has been a standout guy every time I've talked to him. So is Marv. Marv might be retiring after Supercross. Might announce it this weekend in Salt Lake City. Don't believe he's going to race any motocross because Factory KTM has plenty of fill-in guys with Caroli and Dungey. And Hurling's not showing up. They've been trying to stack their team. And it seems that, unfortunately, this standout talent has not been getting some of the attention that he deserves. I mean, shit, he won a race this year. Nuts. Cooper Webb couldn't get it done, but Marv could get it done. And Marv is right around age 30. And there's reason to believe that he's done. He's retiring. He's moving on. He's not just going to do Supercross only. He's just going to completely retire. I know there's some speculation out there that we want to see him go to the World Supercross. However, I do think that he's done. I think that he's done. He's had a standout career, a career that only, people could dream about. Where started 2011, 13th, 5th, 24th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 1st. His only championship is 250 East Supercross. Then 2nd, 7th, 3rd. And then, dude, his 450 career has been outstanding. Second. He's been bridesmaid to Dungey and everybody so many times. It just sucks. He's had team orders where he's had to give up the wins. There was one instance where he was giving up the win and then Stewart got in his way and, he should have won a lot more than what he has. But third, 4th, and things sort of been slipping off a little bit since his last motocross injury. Was it last year or was it the year before? Anyway, I think that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. His little brother is paralyzed from, the shoulders down from motorcycles, So there's a lot of backstory to this dude and hardship that's gone on and a lot of good stuff, a lot of rewarding stuff that racing motorcycles has been able to provide for his family and change his life. And, Marv seems like the kind of guy that has been smart. He hasn't just gone and tried to buy Lambos and rent the biggest mansion you can rent to, keep up with the Kardashian type shit. I think he's been fairly frugal, and I like to see a lot of the riders being more frugal. Anderson is one of the guys that seems incredibly frugal, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing because the careers are so short. And yeah, they're bleeding off into the 30s, which we like to see because some of the best riders in the sport all retired at a young age, 24 to 27. That's Stewart to Dungey to Villapoto to Carmichael. Honestly, it was in the 90s, but I don't know what age McGrath was when he decided to retire, but I bet it was fairly close to, somebody's going to have to let me know. I'll have to Google it later to see. I know it was probably in his book, but it's been so damn long since I've read that book. But in all honesty, I just wanted to give a shout out to Marv and his fantastic career that is just, dude, so many people just absolutely dream about having these kind of results. But again, this kind of results don't come by chance. A, you got to have talent. B, you got to have hard work. And C, you got to have luck. And I think the thing that was missing the majority of Marv's career was the third, was a little bit of luck. He was just sometimes so close but no cigar type deal, a day late, dollar short type scenario, which is unfortunate. And that's just how this sport is it seems like you only remember the guys that came away with all these victories and no. But this guy has been a top 3 rider for a decade. That is a feat in itself. But let me know in the comments below, do you think he's going to race World Supercross? Do you think he's going to call it quits? Because his trainer, David Villemin, the original Frenchman, probably not the original, but I know. Is saying celebrating Marv's last day of his career, ? So there's thought and speculation out here that he's really considering hanging up the boots. And I know coming from a family standpoint, his wife is probably going, okay, we've seen so much happen, right? The risk versus reward scenario. Yeah, I'm the dickhead that talks about the risk versus reward scenario here. If you're getting paid less and the risk is going up, that seems like a bad deal, when you could potentially have some other opportunities that would make just as much money, maybe a little bit more money, but not be near as risky, and you get to raise your family and do what you've done, because there's the compound effect, right? You know, it's a little bit to do with some of the outliers, and it just means if you have a group of people that are constantly pushing each other, well, the skill is going to continue to rise and rise and rise, and that's what we've been seeing. You know, that's one of the reasons why I feel like Jet Lawrence is such a superstar, because he's kind of leading the pack to all these other riders that have got to train and build off of people that know what the fuck they're doing. You know, the training, the nutrition, the just business side of everything has just grown exponentially. And therefore, so is the track difficulty and the injuries. And it's kind of gotten out of control, you know. So I'm not saying that this is a bubble, that there's a tipping point, that something catastrophic is going to happen. But, you know, it comes and goes in waves, right? And right now there's been an exponential growth in, I would say, skill level when it comes to these top riders. And for Marv to prove that he can stay in that elite status for that long and have minimal injuries, well, God bless him. God bless him. And this may turn into something like a Dungey deal, where you're used to being the shit, and then once you're no longer the shit and you're sitting at home on the couch, like, dude, all these riders go through this. I guarantee you that everybody that has been worth a damn or somewhat popular on a motorcycle, you take that away from them and tell them to just go sit on the couch, fuck, it's not going to be good in the head. You got to keep your mind busy, and you got to keep moving forward. So he's got to have a job that's at least somewhere in the industry or something that's keeping him busy, because sitting on your ass is not going to keep this guy healthy. You know, you've got to move to keep your mental health busy, especially when you've got this type of just all. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but riders in general, I would put them in a category of, you know, gamblers, right? You're addicted to this drug called adrenaline, and once you don't have it anymore, what are you going to turn to? Well, a lot of riders have actually turned to drugs because it's kind of the easy way out. You know, you're risking your life all the time, and there's that sense of accomplishment and just the sheer focus that in the zone is that, like, that self meditation that forces you to have that tunnel vision where nothing else and fucking matters. It's just you and the damn dirt bike. And when you have these feelings of euphoric just essence, right, with Marv winning races and having those moments, he's going to miss those moments. He's going to miss those moments a lot. And it's sad that I have some conversations with riders that say that was the best part of my life, was racing motorcycles. And it's just, you have it on a Richter scale when you have that just sheer, just perfect moments, and then you put it down to the average Joe. It's hard for these guys to cope. So I wish Marv the best, and I do know that he's got a good head on his shoulders, so he's going to put himself in a good place to succeed. And there's no telling if he actually is retired. But the word and the rumor and some other people have been telling me, have been saying that, hey, this is happening. And truthfully, I thought it was going to happen sooner than this. I really did. I really thought he was just going to say, fuck it, and kind of move on. But that was a long, drawn-out explanation. Join the conversation. It's important to have a conversation, a constructive conversation. You know, I guess there's a time and a place for being dickheads, and I read all the comments, so it doesn't really bother or affect me, but yet I'm bringing it up and talking about there's an oxymoron for you, but hey, speak your mind, right? You know, freedom of speech. We got to keep it WFO.